I think we can get started. Hi everyone, and welcome to our fall orientation webinar. I am beyond excited that you're all here joining us today, and I can't wait to talk to you all about fall orientation. So let's go ahead and get started. So before we begin, I'd like to acknowledge the land on which Queen's is located. Queen's University is situated on the traditional Anishinaabe and Haudenosaunee territory. As students and staff, we are grateful to live as uninvited guests upon these lands. To acknowledge this traditional territory, to be cognizant of its longer history of colonialism, it is important to recognize that this land's significance for the Indigenous peoples whose practices were tied to and continue to develop in relation with this land. It is also important to understand the long-standing history of Kingston that has brought us to reside here. The significance exists beyond the historical context and is still ongoing. We need to be mindful of our present participation and actions on these ancestral and treaty lands where we teach, learn, and grow. As settlers, we understand that it's due to colonization that we can enjoy these lands and the opportunities it has provided. In the future, we strive to represent aspects of indigeneity within our programming and will express our appreciation through continuous efforts towards equity, diversity, and inclusion. We encourage you to learn more about the history of Indigenous lands in Kingston through the Office of Indigenous Initiatives and the Four Directions Indigenous Student Center using their website or on-campus resources. Johnny and I are really excited to be here with you today. I'll go first. My name is Olivia. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm the University Orientation Student Lead within the Student Experience Office. A bit about me personally, I'm going into my fourth year and I am a concurrent education student. And in terms of orientation's been my entire world at Queen's. I participated in orientation as a first year student. I was an orientation leader. And then last year, I had the honor of being the head of the concurrent education faculty orientation team. And now I'm back, fourth time's a charm, doing university orientation. And I'm just super excited for the opportunity to share all of my love for orientation with you today. So thank you for joining us.
All right, hello everyone. My name is Johnny. I use he, him pronouns, and I am this year's orientation roundtable coordinator slash director. And I am now going into my fifth year of health sciences. Similar to Olivia, I live and breathe orientation. I've been doing this way too many times. I was a leader, also known as a coach, and I was the former head coach for health sciences, which just basically means I helped to facilitate all of health science orientation. And last year, I was also part of orientation I was in charge of operations. So I've done orientation a little too many times, but it's because I just love it so much. And I'm so excited to meet every single one of you as we approach Queens. So, well, thank you for coming today and welcome to the webinar. All right, so through this webinar, there's going to be a few things that we're going to be discussing. One, you're just going to be learning about the overall schedule for how fall orientation looks like. You're going to look at how to actually register for faculty orientation, depending on which faculty you are. You're going to learn to just meet some friendly faces behind fall orientation. And last but not least, make sure you guys feel prepared to participate in Queen's orientation this fall, as it's going to be the time of your life.
So before we begin, our webinar encompasses fall orientation starting on August 30th, which is residents move in, but Queens offers a variety of different orientation opportunities depending on your identity. So for international students, Indigenous identified students, and for off-campus students, Queens offers a variety of orientation opportunities that we definitely recommend checking out. So you can visit the QR codes that are on the screen and learn more about those additional orientation opportunities and how they can best support your transition. So first, we kind of want to go through our general schedule of fall orientation. Looking through the schedule, we have on Friday, August 29th, and going into the 30th is residents move-in. And the big kickoff to orientation starts the night of August 30th. Then from there, following morning, the Sunday and the Monday directly before school begins, we have both university and faculty orientation, which we'll discuss in just a second. Between September 2nd and September 5th are our academic days. So those are the time where you're going to class for the first time. It's an academic period with some orientation related campus partner events happening at night. But fall orientation picks up the following weekend on Saturday, September 6th and Sunday, September 7th, back with faculty orientation. So 2 different weekends of super fun orientation events. Okay, so since this session is about fall orientation, you really might be wondering, what actually is fall orientation? So fall orientation is an exciting opportunity to meet other incoming students in your first days at university and become oriented with the Queen's community and culture. So fall orientation has 2 major components, university orientation and faculty orientation. And we will discuss more of this very soon. So there, as I said, are lots of other welcome events for other groups, such as off-campus, Indigenous, and international students, which happen before orientation, but faculty and orientation and university orientation are 2 big things. These events start on the evening of residence move-in on August 30th and continue on August 31st, September 1st, September 6th, and September 7th. All right, so let's talk about university orientation. So in my role, as I mentioned earlier, I'm responsible for the planning and implementation of all university orientation events. University orientation events are for all incoming students, regardless of faculty or residents. And these events are intended to celebrate all incoming students' transition to Queen's. We have 2 main university orientation events that occur during orientation days, and those events are Welcome Home Night and Tricolor Parade and Stadium Welcome. University orientation events are 100% free and do not require previous registration. All you have to do is show up and participate as much as you'd like to. So let's look further into some of these events. The first event of university orientation is Welcome Home Night on Saturday, August 30th from 7:30 to 10:30 p.m. It occurs on the evening of residence move-in to celebrate your very first night at Queen's. This event is hosted in Tyndall Field and the surrounding area, and of course is open to all incoming students regardless of faculty. Welcome Home Night is comprised of many different small opportunities and activities, so there's really something for everyone. These activities include drag queen bingo, intramural sports facilitated by athletics and recreation, trivia, a movie night, a real photo booth where you can keep the little pictures for free to maybe keep on your desk, arts and crafts, and so much more. Just a heads up for you, since you came to the webinar, there will also be lots of exciting prizes to be won for participating in those activity stations. So be ready to show up and show some of that Queen spirit. And if you haven't gotten all of this information down just yet, don't worry, because we will continue to communicate more information as orientation approaches on social media and through our weekly email and our website. All right, so let's talk about the Tricolor Parade and Stadium Welcome. So the Tricolor Parade and Stadium Welcome takes place the following morning on Sunday, August 31st at 9:45 a.m. This event brings all of the 5,000 plus incoming students together in one place to show school spirit and transports all students from main campus to West Campus, where they will receive an official welcome to Queen's from the school's principal and other important community members. At this event, faculty orientation leaders will transport their groups from Tyndall Field parking lot all the way down Union Street, about 15-minute walk, all the way to Richardson Stadium. The Queen's Band will lead the parade with music, and incoming students will be encouraged to show school spirit and mingle with their orientation group and new peers. Once students arrive at Richardson Stadium, they will receive their official welcome, and then they will be dismissed to share a free lunch with all of their new peers. This event is really one of a kind, so be sure to look out for more information. There's something really special about sitting in that stadium and seeing 5,000 other students all around you. It's really one of kinds, one of my favorites. So be sure to keep an eye out for that. I'll pass it over to Johnny to talk about faculty orientation.
All right, thanks Olivia for all those updates. So great news. As soon as all of you guys kind of get the free food from the stadium welcome, we're moving on straight to faculty orientation. So like she said, this is a specifically paid for one that you go straight to your faculty. So how this kind of works is comprised of multiple events specific to each faculty. So if you're in health sci, you're going to go to health sci. If you're in arts and science, you go arts and science. And then if you're in Con Ed. So be sure recognize what your faculty is. You're not just joining the general arts and science one. There is specific registration for you to go. So these events occur kind of on 2 weekends. You're going to start right after Tricolor Parade on August 31st, and then again on the Monday, which is before Labor Day, on September 1st. Once you guys do that, you're going to go have some school fun between September 2nd and 5th, and we're going back into orientation with much more fun events. And so this will be on September 6th and September 7th. So remember, there is 2 weekends. So that's why it's like fall orientation, no longer orientation week. We just split the fun into like a longer period of time, make it seem a lot more memorable. So you forget about the academics. It just kicks your butt maybe, but you guys will kill it. So don't worry about that. All right, so we will move on to specific faculties. So first up, we have the Faculty of Arts and Sciences. Luckily, Olivia made it very convenient for you. So if I'm mentioning your faculty and you really want to register for orientation because me and Olivia have really sold it to you, you can scan the QR code and sign up right now. So some key events that you have for ArtsI will be coverall painting, sidewalk sale, and Robinson's Farms. If you want specific detail on that, you got to sign up and a handbook will be registered to you guys so you can look at all the fun activities. For each faculty, right at the bottom, there's going to be like questions. These are your specific faculty heads who will respond to all your questions. So for example, right here, we have our amazing head Gail Tate. That's her email. If you have any questions for her, just say, hey, Tate, listen to Johnny, kind of got fed up with him, but want to learn more from you. She is also on one of the panelists here. So if you guys want to wave hi in your non-existent cameras, she knows it in her heart that you guys are saying hi to her. Your leaders are Gales, and then your OCs are going to be your chair team. So next up, we are going to have the amazing Smith School of Business. These are your commerce students. These are some lovely events for you guys to look out to. I'll leave this out for like another 15 seconds in case you guys are really eager wanting to sign up right now. And again, your individual faculty heads who you have questions for will be linked right at the bottom. So Smith Commerce, you guys have the Godfather Gala, Olympics, lots of fun things. Moving on to computing. Sign the QR code. On the back end, we also have a previous former head of ComSci, Ari. She is one of my team members. She's absolutely amazing and has created a great legacy for ComSci. This year, your head is Jude, and these are some events for you guys to look forward to. So leave it for like quick 5 more seconds if you want to register right now. Next up, we have Olivia's bread and butter. We have the Faculty of Education, also known as Con Ed. They have some headphone disco, more coverall painting, and the traditional White's Farms. You have your teachers as your leaders and your teach exec. This year, our head teacher is Ellie, so we'll leave this up for another few seconds if you want to scan the QR code or if you really want to message Ellie how excited you are to be part of Con Ed. Feel free to do that. Don't tell her I sent you because she might get mad with the amount of emails she's about to receive. All right, next up, we have our purple fun leaders. We have our engineering team. These are one of our oldest orientation events, so there's a lot of traditional things involved. This year, your chair is Eris, and if you want to email her, there it is, the QR code for all you eager individuals who want to sign up, or if you've already signed up, great job. You're better than I was when I was signing up for orientation. Next up, we have the best faculty, if I do say so myself, Faculty of Health Sciences. We are a fun group of people. You have your coats and you have your executive team known as HEC, which is your Health Sci Exec Committee. James will be your phenomenal leader this year. There's a brand new event that you guys are actually going to camp. So be sure to register right now so they have your numbers. And that's the email in case you want to reach out to him. Next up, you have your athletic leaders. Actually, everyone's athletic. The fact that you're running orientation, everyone's going to be exhausted, but we have the stamina just for you guys. So kinesiology, you guys are a phenomenal faculty. These are some events to look forward to. GloBash is actually between health sci and kinesiology, so there are a few events that you guys get to mix to more than just your specific faculty. So sign up for kinesiology registration right now, and Liv will be your head coach for this year. If you email her, there's her email. Next up, we have nursing. Our lovely nurses, our leaders are Capes, and Knock will be your executive team. This Kaylee will be your leader for this year. If you want to email her, there it is. And we'll let the QR code run up for 10 seconds. The boat cruise is a phenomenal event, so you guys should definitely reach out to it.
Well, thank you, Johnny. I'm wishing I was back in first year so I could register. So that was awesome. Thank you. We also understand that the decision to participate in fall orientation can come with the need to request accommodation for accessibility or more information about activities. And the very first step to that process is to complete the necessary form by the deadline of August 15th. Using this information, we will provide accommodation based on individual needs. Some specific and complex accommodations may require further communication with the teams involved in orientation planning to best support you. So if we require more information, we will contact you directly. And be assured that all accessibility requests are individually reviewed. And if you have any concerns about this process or would like to talk through this with someone, we encourage you to email student.experience@queensu.ca. And these requests are now open and are due by August 15th. And please note that this form is not for financial assistance, bursaries, or lodging. Your faculty may offer financial bursaries within their programming, so please connect directly with your faculty for financial support related to fall orientation costs, and you can do that with those emails that were on the bottom of the screen or on that faculty orientation page. The fun just doesn't stop. We have always lots of orientation events to offer. So these are a couple other ones throughout that academic week in between the two orientation weekends, and starting in September and running all year long. We have Tricolor Open House, our Friday night football game, and the Allyship and Belonging calendar. The first two events I mentioned are great ways to be introduced to the Queen's community and to kind of explore all of the different clubs and campus resources that Queen's has to offer, because they're truly infinite. They seem like there's something for everyone. So those are great opportunities to get involved there. And our Allyship and Belonging calendar is a great resource specifically for equity deserving students and students wanting to become better allies. So you can check out that calendar for events running throughout the year. Okay, so to answer some commonly asked questions, one of the main ones is, how do I attend orientation? So you will be automatically enrolled in university orientation events. So that is Welcome Home Night on your very first night at Queen's and Tricolor Parade and Stadium Welcome the following morning. There is no cost associated to the events and no need to register for this program specifically. And the schedule for these events, the specifics and everything will be shared in late August. For the faculty-specific events that Johnny was speaking about, which are those other ones that fill up both weekends, students are required to register should they choose to participate in these activities. So to find out more information about registering for your respective faculty orientation, you can visit the faculty pages on our website at our Student Experience Office website. You can go directly to the fall orientation page, scroll to the very bottom, and the list of faculties will be there. We also have an awesome resource on our website, which is our program quiz, that if you're feeling confused about which faculty orientation am I registering for, we have a super fun, easy to use quiz where it'll ask you some questions and it'll tell you exactly what faculty orientation to register for. A common thing that happens during registration, which is totally understandable, it's very confusing, is students enrolled in concurrent education, computing, and kinesiology. Since they're also considered to be arts and science students, sometimes there's some confusion around what to register for. So the program quiz is a really awesome resource for you while registering.
All right, the next question, is orientation mandatory? Absolutely not. Participation in orientation is optional. However, we do strongly encourage that you attend all the live events, work through the asynchronous content at your own pace. At the end of the day, the goal of orientation is to both ease your mind in an academic and social transition. It's why we take this also so seriously. It's because we know there are so many of you coming from a variety of backgrounds, and there's just so much, it's so overwhelming. It's very much of a culture shock. So we hope to gradually ease you into it, providing you with that academic and more specifically the social support to help you succeed well in Queens. So at the end of the day, we just want to see you guys succeed, have a bunch of fun, and we hope we accomplish it. I know our team has been working very hard to ensure that everyone has the best time possible. So we hope to see you guys come August. It's right around the corner, guys.
Coming quick. We're going to move on to our Q&A session. So this is the time where if you have any questions that you've been wanting answers to or anything, drop a question in our chat box below, and Johnny and I would be happy to answer them and address any questions. Okay, so we're getting our first questions. This is so awesome, my favorite part. I think I'll answer this one. Can you still make friends if you don't attend the faculty orientation? And how easy is it? I think it's a super common worry to be worried about not making friends in university. It's a super overwhelming time, and those feelings are totally valid. Something that helped me is remembering that everyone else around you is in the exact same boat. So it definitely depends person to person, but I would say that due to the large amount of opportunities for making relationships and meeting other people within your faculty and other faculties, I would say that there's lots of easy opportunities for you to meet your peers. Even if you don't attend faculty orientation, that is totally okay. It is totally optional. University orientation might be a great opportunity for you to check out Welcome Home Night. Let's say you love movies, check out our movie room, and I'm sure you'll find a couple other peers who also love movies and would love to chat. Also, with those other orientation opportunities I talked about, and the allyship and belonging calendar, there's always something for everyone and continues throughout the year, that there are lots of ways to find your specific community at Queen's. And through all of this, the orientation planners and the upper year students can be great resources for you, to help you in that transition and to find that community. So I would say that there's lots of easy opportunities, and you can definitely still make friends even if you don't attend faculty orientation. Faculty orientation is a great way to make those friends, but whatever journey makes sense for you is what we would love to support. Okay, Johnny, I think I'll give this one to you. What is a handbook? Do all faculties have those? And when do I get it?
All right, all great questions. Every faculty has specifically made it, but it is made for faculty orientation. So some faculties may have already sent it out to all their incoming students, while others will be sent later on. I think around probably like later August, and essentially it's introducing who the team is, who the executives are, what to expect from orientation. So it will outline all the different events that you could possibly be doing. So, for example, if you're in commerce, they'll talk about Godfather Gala, talk about who your head, what do they call their commerce? Oh, their chair, who their chair is. There's lots of different names, so forgive me for getting some of them confused. But I highly recommend if you do sign up, you'll eventually receive your handbook. And some faculties even make like an academic handbook as well, kind of like an introduction to all your first year courses. So it's a really great way. So if you want to read through those, there's also like the AMS, which is your alma mater society. There's a handbook made there, and it's essentially your student government. So it's how you can get involved, what resources can you access, issues like your health and dental insurance, and basically anything you would need resource space. A lot of it is in this handbook. So you would either get it one if you register for faculty orientation, or two, some faculties will already distribute it out. So I hope that answers your second question.
Thanks, Johnny. That's great. Okay, the next question is, what do we wear to university orientation and faculty specific orientation? Great question. All incoming students will be provided with an orientation t-shirt. So it is a t-shirt that's associated with a specific color that is given to your faculty. So I know us Con Eddies, we have the dark green shirts. And you will be given that we highly recommend that you wear to all university orientation and faculty specific orientation events. In terms of also what to bring, remember the weather can kind of vary. In my experience, and Johnny can say the same, we've had years where it is really really hot, so wearing comfortable clothing, breathable clothing is important. We've also had times where it's a little bit cooler, so just make sure to dress for the weather, as some events are outside. Yeah. And also within university orientation, if you're a member of the off-campus community, you will also receive a t-shirt to be a part of that community as well. Okay. We are absolutely loving all of the residence life interests, but we are unable to answer any questions about move-in or about time slots or keys. So you are definitely able to email residence life, and that email is reshouse@queensu.ca. They will be a great resource for you to answer questions and make you feel comfortable about the move-in process. Okay, we're getting another question. Johnny, this one's for you. What's the deadline to sign up for your individual faculty orientation?
All right, that's a great question. So there's kind of like two little deadlines. The first one is going to be Wednesday, August 27th. And so this is like your soft deadline. The reason why we call it a soft deadline is this is when, after Wednesday comes, this is when your faculties are going to start putting you into your orientation groups. So if you register the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you will still be part of orientation, but you just may not be getting the email with your assigned groups, and you'll have to find that later on, which is why we highly encourage you to sign ASAP before August 27th. So that way you're not asking, hey, like, what group am I part of? You'll instantly know, okay, I'm part of group 12. This is my team. These are my leaders. And it's kind of good to know who you're going into with in case you want to connect with some people. Quickly search them up on like Instagram or Facebook and see, okay, we're in the same group. I'm so excited. Let's be best friends. That's as simple as that. So again, August 27th is going to be that soft deadline, but the hard deadline will be up to specific faculties. Some do it up to like the last day of the first weekend. So September 1st might be the absolute last date, but I would recommend emailing your faculties in case you go later than that.
For sure. Also, just to what you were referencing, Johnny, about orientation groups, to break down the way that faculty orientation runs and all of this, faculties are broken up into different groups. So you will be assigned a group of about, depending on the faculty, 10 to 20 students who are within your program assigned to a group of orientation upper year leaders. So when Johnny's mentioning that you'll get assigned to one of those groups, you'll get access to communicating with your other incoming students in your group and leaders. Just because it can be very confusing, and we're here to help with that. But yeah, thank you, Johnny. That's awesome. Okay, next question. What is the best way to find out more about specific events in terms of details? I'm worried that there are events I won't enjoy and hope to know if in advance if it's something that I'm not interested in. That is totally fair. And in our programming, we hope to facilitate events that kind of cater to different needs and different preferences, but it is totally understandable to want to know what you're getting into. But orientation can be a bit of a scary, intimidating thing, but we're definitely there to support in that transition. There's definitely a couple different ways you can find out more details about their events. If you're looking for individual accommodation and to learn more specifically about what that event will look like, we encourage you to reach out to student.experience@queensu.ca. A member of our team would be more than happy to talk through the process with you and give you more of that information. And Johnny, if you want to talk about how incoming students maybe will get more details about their faculty's events.
Yeah, for sure. So that's a great question. There's a few ways. One, the handbook. So that's kind of only if like you already signed up, like I mentioned before. Two, I'd highly recommend finding the Instagram pages of each of the orientation groups, and you can just look historically what their events are. Most have consistently been like rather the same with some new additions. So Instagram pages might help a lot more. I think as we get closer to, each faculty will start posting more on their Instagram about what each events they're doing. So to kind of like also answer a few other questions there, you will find out specific times. So for example, when am I doing coverall painting? That's going to be included within the handbook and also be included in the Instagram pages of the faculties, but that won't be for another few weeks from now. So getting closer to. You can also ask your faculty heads if they're, hey, like what events they are doing. But again, if you just want more of a confident answer, you could just like look through the Instagram page and say, okay, they've done coveralls, they've done some Olympic course, the Robinsons one, that's just a mud run, that's another one. So that's one way of like learning about each event that each faculty does.
For sure. Thanks, Johnny. The next question is, what is the asynchronous content for orientation activities? Great question. Um, in terms of asynchronous content, that takes place before orientation all the way up to fall orientation. So something we didn't talk about, we have an on-cue course called FYF 100. That stands for First Year Foundations 100. And this is your go-to course for all things your describing your first year at Queen's. So this is a course that you have access to on your on-cue page right now. So you can definitely go ahead and check that out. It's broken down into different modules that are divided by different supports that you may find beneficial during your transition. This is a completely asynchronous course. There are no deadlines. There are no tests or quizzes. It is simply meant to support you and provide you with resources. So FYF 100 is a really great asynchronous resource you can use. As also Johnny mentioned, those faculty handbooks are a great piece of content that you can use to learn more about orientation. And those handbooks also have lots of information about different faculty specific resources and different ways to get involved within your faculty or within the Queen's community as a whole. Great question. Thank you. Okay. For both of you, what is your favorite part of orientation? That makes my heart so happy. Johnny, do you want to go?
I'll go first there, sure. My favorite part is the absolute excuse to socialize as much as I can. It's a little bit scary, sometimes to just go up and meet new people, and that's kind of how I got over like my fear of it, and now I just embrace it fully. And I love to meet people. I love to learn various perspectives, and it's really cool learning how people kind of grew up and the way people's minds think. You learn so many new things from the way people kind of like were growing up and like the place they live. And I just find it really fascinating learning about various perspectives. So yeah, just the ability to socialize with people is my biggest thing that I love about orientation.
I love that so much, and I would definitely agree. Um, how can I choose just one favorite part? It's true. It's a hard question. I would say that my favorite part is the community. Whether you're in fall orientation as an incoming student like you all, or an upper year leader, that sense of community never goes away. Within both university and faculty orientation, there are just an abundance of opportunities. Um, to learn more about Queens and the traditions of each faculty. And that's something I found to be really special. Speaking specifically to my experience in Con Ed, participating in certain events such as White's Farm, which is a traditional event off campus that has been happening for decades. Something about gathering in that space with incoming students who are going into the same journey in education as I am and share that passion for maybe teaching in the future, as well as upper year students who have experienced that sense of community. It just never gets old, and it's something truly special you'll find within fall orientation. It's beautiful. Um, okay, the next question. Should we bring a backpack or something with us to carry stuff like a water bottle, sunscreen, etc.? And are there items we can't bring to events? Johnny, do you want to answer that one?
I would love to. So thankfully, once you guys register for orientation, specifically faculty orientation, you guys will all be receiving kit bags. And in these kit bags, there's going to be a water bottle in it. So if you want to bring your own, by all means, highly, 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 highly recommend bring a water bottle. You will be able to refill it at every event you go to. And if you're unable to, like, there's building access almost everywhere that you could refill. What a lot of people end up feeling overheated and dehydrated entirely. Bring a water bottle, that is a must. Please feel free to bring sunscreen. We don't want anyone getting burnt in the events. These are like the two biggest kind of like risks that we usually deal with year after year. So bring both. There really isn't items you can't bring. Um, I don't know what you're trying to get at, but like just bring something that you need. So if you want to bring snacks, do it. Um, I would also say don't bring any nuts or like things that people usually be severely allergic to. So, but if you want to bring a granola bar, you want to bring Gatorade, like those are all some great things. Just something to keep you sustained during the day, so you aren't feeling like you need to faint or pass out while you're enjoying the lovely program that your faculties have already built up for you guys.
That's great. Yeah, thank you, Johnny. It can be difficult to think about all those things, especially when your head's moving in, all that different stuff. It's hard, but I definitely agree. I am a bit worried about feeling overwhelmed. Any advice? I think Johnny and I can both answer that one. I think that it's important to give yourself grace in this entire process. Transition to university is really, really hard, and feeling those feelings is more than okay. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, please know that lots and lots of other people are either in your position now or have been in that position in the past. I remember feeling very overwhelmed coming into orientation and Queens. As much as I was excited, those feelings were really hard. That it's completely normal to feel that way. I also think that a good piece of advice is if you're feeling overwhelmed, to reach out for help. Our upper year leaders and different campus partners are here to support you in whatever way that you need. That reaching out to your orientation leaders or a planner can be a super awesome way to kind of help manage those feelings if we can, by directing you to resources that may support you in your transition. I also think a good piece of advice is that give yourself grace in the sense that orientation may not be for you, and that's okay. If you don't meet your whole perfect friend group and every single person that you aim to, that's okay. And we really just hope that you go out of orientation with maybe one new familiar face or anything like that. But we realize orientation can be hard. So just be patient with yourself and just remind yourself how much of an accomplishment it is to be here and to be coming to Queens and to be participating in orientation. So yeah, just give yourself grace. That's my advice. Sorry, Johnny, go ahead.
No, you're entirely good. So yeah, that's the Olivia answered that perfectly great on the social side. But what I'll focus now on is more of like the physical side of things. So if you're ever worried about an event that may seem too extraneous or you're just not feeling it, you have every right to kind of step away and say, this is not for me. And this is like a no judgment zone. No one has to know. Your leaders and your execs are all very compassionate individuals and they'll understand. So if you're wondering, for example, someone asked about the mud run specifically, about the obstacles. If you don't want to do a specific obstacles, you can just go around. There's no hard feelings. There's nothing about it. There's also alternatives for every event. So if you want to still go to an event, but you don't want to do specific things, there is other options that you can do. So you could still feel included and without feeling like if I don't do it, people are going to judge me. Absolutely not. This is meant for you guys to succeed, meant for you guys to feel very comfortable. Your comfortability is our number one priority, and especially your safety. So if you don't feel safe, you will let your leaders know, you will let us know, and we will help the best we can to mitigate all of that for you. So don't feel too stressed about the actual events. We want you to have as much fun as you can. Push yourselves until you feel like, hey, this is just not it for me. And you know what? You did your best, and that's all we can ask for. And you're gonna have a great time if you just go in with that mentality. So again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. We're always here for you guys.
For sure. That's great. Okay, looking at our next question. Is there a way to attend club fairs without paying for the entire orientation? I'm worried I'll miss the club fairs or academic-based stuff if I don't register for faculty orientation. That's totally understandable. And the good news is that you are totally able to attend club fairs without paying for faculty orientation. As I mentioned, the Tricolor Open House is an opportunity provided um, by the university as a great way to explore the different clubs and campus resources that Queens has to offer. And that is completely separated from faculty orientation, which requires registration. So you do not have to pay for that. In terms of other academic-based stuff, within faculty orientation programming, each faculty typically has usually about one event that's centered around academics, whether that be kind of a club fair style of different campus resources, or maybe a presentation or a way to meet different people in your faculty. And the great thing is that those events are completely free to incoming students. So let's say you're within the Faculty of Concurrent Education and you don't register for faculty orientation, you're still able to attend all academic based events, which will be indicated on our schedules. So that's a great question. Thank you. Okay,
Really
Johnny,
straightforward,
I'll,
yeah.
yeah, sorry, go
Oh,
ahead.
yeah, no, no, all good. I just also want to mention that we do, in addition to the Tricolor open house on the Thursday, we also do have Queens in the Park, which is on the first night of orientation. So that'd be August 31st. And that's a bunch of clubs. There's like Tate, remind me, I think there's like over 100, close to 200 clubs all along that you guys can meet, and it's various ones. And there's also Sidewalk Sale, which is the following weekend on Saturday. There's fun little booths. External companies and businesses will just do free giveaways. So in addition to like the free food you get first weekend, you get free merch on the second weekend, and those are completely free. You don't have to pay for it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, Johnny. Johnny, I'll direct this one to you. What is the difference between the different ticket options for faculty orientation events?
So if you mean for like specific faculty, so like each faculty has their own ticketing system, and if you mean like within those faculties, so for example, um, computer science has the option of doing it with or without coveralls. That's really just it. There are specific ones that just cater to like what people want, and in those you can also pick your coverall sizes. Some also have like t-shirt sizes that you can pick between. Others are just the standard extra large size unless there's like another option. But within the ticketed system, so some people use Cheddar Up, some use Try Events. There is no difference between the platforms. The only difference is just the options within each one. So if you want a medium coverall, you can select that. You want a large, it's up to you. So I hope that answers it. Olivia, if I'm misinterpreting it, call me out.
No, that's definitely it. That's totally how I took it as well. And also to please note that faculties may offer different bursaries for ticket options if the finances is something that you are concerned about, that we recommend to directly contact your faculty to inquire about financial support related to costs surrounding to fall orientation. Yeah, that's great, Johnny. Thank you. I have another one for you. What is an orientation kit bag and what does it include?
All right. So the orientation kit bag is it's exactly almost that. It's for all of orientation. Inside the kit bags, there's going to be your t-shirts. There's going to be some sponsorship from both internal organizations within the school community and external who would like to sponsor the event. So there's gonna be some like free swag, free merch in there. There's gonna be your water bottles. So just a bunch of like fun free things that come in the bag that you get when you sign up for orientation. So it's a bag of goodies that, and you guys get to keep the bag. And we also recommend just bringing that bag to orientation. So that way, if like anything gets like dirty, it's just your first year bag and not your school bag, which you're going to use for not just 2 weekends, but for the rest of your university career.
For sure. That's great, Johnny. Thank you for answering that. Okay, next question. Are we allowed to go to university orientation with an upper year friend for fun, or is it strictly for first years? That is an awesome question. And as much as we love our upper year friends, unfortunately, university orientation events are specifically designed for first year students. So, unfortunately, no, these events are just for first years. There will be some upper year friends in terms of orientation leaders and different volunteers who will be supporting those things. But it is an event for first years. And university orientation is designed to help you meet a new friend. And especially we say with Welcome Home Night on your very first night at Queens, our number one goal is to just help you meet one person that night. And we hope that that's another first year student who may be in a similar situation to you. So yes, thank you so much for that question. Okay. Okay, going on to the next question. Johnny, both of us can definitely answer this, but I'll let you go first. After orientation, I'm interested in getting involved. What is the best way to join clubs, sports, and finding on-campus jobs?
All right, I personally love this question just because I do like to get overly involved in this university because I just love Queen so much. So as soon as orientation's done, you kind of had the opportunity a little bit to like interact with your leaders and they'll to tell you from their experience what clubs they enjoyed. So for example, one club that I'm part of is the Queen Ski and Snowboarding Club. I'm actually an exec on the team. And so there's just various ways. There's like the club booth. So these are just ways to kind of get interested in it. But there's also like websites that you can find what clubs are kind of available, what clubs you're interested in. These are just phenomenal ways. So I definitely recommend going to these open houses as a lot of clubs tend to go there. Instagram pages also tend to showcase these. So really just try your best to open it up. And if you have any questions, ask your leaders. They've done it just the year before you. So you're going to have more recent ways of finding these things. For sport teams, if you're talking about like university varsity sports, I highly recommend following their Instagram pages, or if you have any questions, emailing their coaches, as that you can probably find out more information from them as to when tryouts are going to be. With other sports, you also have intramurals, which is my personal favorite. I tend to do way too many for my own good, but that's okay. I love sports. Intramurals, there's you if you go to IM Leagues and just sign in with your Queens email, they're gonna show you all of the intramurals that you could possibly do on Queens. Registration and opening for that happens, I believe, the first or second weekend of school. So if you're finding people during orientation that kind of all like volleyball, all like soccer, try making a team. There's also like first year leagues. So it's literally intramurals designed just for all first year students. So try finding a team. And if you don't want to join part of a team, you want to be random, you can join in as a, what's the term? Well, if you know what I'm talking, the term I'm talking about here.
I don't, unfortunately. I know what you're talking about, but
Free
it's
agents.
an
You can,
independent player almost.
yeah,
It's
you
someone,
can join in
yeah.
as a free agent, and it's a great chance to just like
Mhm.
message team, say, "Hey, I'm interested. I'm actually better than half the people on your team," or "I'm interested in playing." And who knows? You'll meet a bunch of new friends by doing, yeah, that exact same thing. Biggest thing for all of these learning these things is just to have the confidence to speak up for yourself and put yourself out there. And for campus jobs, the AMS does have plenty of jobs that you can be part of. Each faculty also has specific jobs. So I know engineering, they have a team called CEO, Campus Equipment Outfitters, and you can get involved with them there. The AMS, you can work at Cogro, which is our coffee common ground. It's like a little cafe in the Queen Center. There's tons of opportunities. Just look up at the site. You can even search up Queens campus jobs. and you can probably find something along that way. So get involved, get excited. It's a great time at Queens.
Thanks, Johnny. I think the fact that both of us can answer this question in with two completely different answers really speaks to the number of clubs and sport opportunities and different opportunities for campus jobs. In terms of all of this, sounds like a shameless plug, but register for orientation and attend orientation events. Personally, I found a great way to get involved at Queens through my faculty was talking to my upper year leaders who have gotten involved by being orientation leaders. So orientation is a really great way to even kickstart your journey to getting involved with our Queens community. Lots of different ways to join clubs. As Johnny said, those orientation events and orientation kind of related events are great. I also know that the AMS, the Alma Mater Society, which is the student union and the student government at Queens, has a clubs directory on their website. So if you visit their AMS website, they have a big list of all the AMS ratified clubs, which can be super cool to check out. In terms of sports, I fear that Johnny probably knows best with that. Maybe my fourth year will be the year I discover my hidden talent for maybe water polo or something. But seriously, the opportunities are endless with that. And in terms of finding campus jobs, the AMS can have great opportunities for that. But within the Division of Student Affairs, we have career services, which can act as a great resource for you to help find jobs. So visiting career services would be a great start. I also always say when I'm talking to first year students through orientation and in my on campus roles, Queens does a really good job of having really insightful websites and that type of thing. So if you're ever curious about maybe does Queens have this or this, I recommend Googling Queens University Club and shoot in a name. And a lot of the time that you'll find the information that you're looking for because Queens really, truly is one of a kind and has so many different opportunities to get involved in. But yeah, that's a super awesome question. Thank you so much for asking. Okay, next question. Johnny, this one's for you. If we paid for faculty orientation, how do we pick the size for the coveralls? When do we get them?
Great question. So if you did pay for faculty orientation, some faculties have the option right in their form to say select your sizes. So I know arts and sciences, they definitely have that option where you can pick small, medium, large, extra large, whatever size you need. That's one way of doing it. Other options is kind of almost like a first come, first serve basis because these coveralls are ordered 3 months in advance of all of you guys attending. So not all the sizes are known, but don't fear, there should be plenty of sizes. If there isn't one, you can probably go like up or down and it won't be too much of a difference as you're just going to be painting it. That being said, when you pick them up, there's 2 times for picking them up. Depends on their faculty. So if you're in arts and sciences, you pick it up right away. So as soon as you get your kit bag, which we will be disclosing when that will be, it'll probably be on the Saturday. Or if you register later on, just go to your faculty head, say, hey, I signed up, but I didn't get a kit bag or orientation bag. They'll give it to you right then and there. So that's for some faculties. Others, on the day of your coveralls, they'll give it to you. So for example, health sciences, we do coveralls at the very last day on the Sunday. So we will personally hand them out to you on the Sunday as well. So you'll either get it right away or during your event. Don't worry about it being delivered to you. It'll be a simple, quick pickup. Just don't lose it if you're getting it in advance because it's only one per person.
For sure. That's great. Thank you, Johnny. Okay, next question. I'm worried that I'm going to miss out on the important events even after looking at all the schedules. Will we get more information or specific information about our schedules at any point? Who can we reach out to confirm the times and location? That is a great question. So many great questions. There really are a bunch of events to check out that it can sometimes be overwhelming to know when and where you're supposed to be. Um, so in terms of gathering information, the Student Experience Office website has something called the Schedule Hub. So on that fall orientation page is there, and you can access that website and click on your faculty, and it will provide a schedule of when and where all the orientation events will be taking place. So at a glance, that's a really awesome resource for you to find that information. And another way to do that is through those faculty handbooks that Johnny was talking about that will be distributed to your faculty. So that will break down each event, what it entails. Often they kind of describe what the conditions will be. Is it indoor? Is it outdoor? Is it a academic event? Is it a social event? That type of thing. Provide lots of information there. Which is great. And also, you will be receiving lots of different emails from us, either from your weekly email from the Student Experience Office or from your faculty orientation leaders that will tell you exactly when and where you're supposed to be to attend different events. And who can we reach out to confirm the times and the locations? If you choose to register in faculty orientation, as I said earlier, you're going to be assigned a group of orientation leaders, and you'll have their contact information. That's a great way to confirm the times and locations. If you just even want to double check, is to reach out to them and double check. We also have a general email, fall.orientation@queensu.ca, that if you ever have a orientation related question, you can totally reach out there. I don't know if I'm missing anything, Johnny. You're totally always welcome to chime in.
No, everything you said was perfectly great.
Thanks, Johnny. That's great. Thank you. Okay, we'll go on to the next question. Johnny, this one's for you. Can you get faculty merch without registering?
Yes, you can. So the faculty merch is there's a few things. There's like orientation specific, but then there's like the general merch that you would want to wear. This is outside of orientation. So each like faculty society will kind of like sell their own merchandise. So if you just search up your program merchandise, there should be like a Queen shop. So I'm gonna use health science as an example because I know if you just search up like Queen's Health Sciences like hoodies or merchandise, there'll be like a little link and you can just shop there. So it's not orientation specific. You can there's a more general one. And so it also links to another question, which is similar to like, can you get full sleeve shirts instead of like a t-shirt for orientation? And the answer to that question is it depends on what faculties. There are some that do have long sleeves, and if there are, that should be an option on your registration. If there isn't an option, feel free to reach out to your faculty heads asking if there is an option, and they can be more than willing to accommodate you. And if they, unfortunately, there might not be. So I would recommend in that case just getting like a baggier shirt, so that way it would be easier to just slip a longer sleeve t-shirt underneath.
That's great, Johnny. Thank you. Okay, we're on to our very last question. Time is going by so fast when you're having fun. It's flying by. Is there anything that you wish you knew before coming to Queens? That's a great question. Johnny, do you have your answer to that? I might need a moment to think.
Yes, you know what? I've been thinking about this for a bit. The amount of times I've done orientation and seeing people come and go. The one big thing, and Olivia already said this, is that everyone is coming in the same boat in the sense that no one, no, barely anyone knows anyone. You're all unique and special in your own ways. Don't be defined by the people around you. Be the change that you want to see. Don't try thinking that you have to be someone different to make friends. You will find the right friends by being yourself. It is the most tackiest thing you could possibly hear, and I'm so sorry, but it is the truth. Don't try to change yourself to be someone you're not. Use university as a time to explore what makes you you. You all are coming away, most of you are probably coming away living out, you haven't lived in Kingston before. Learn what it means to be who you are. Don't let anyone else tell you who you should and shouldn't be. Just push yourself, reach out, and you'll find the person that you want to be and the people you want to surround yourself with.
I love that so much, Johnny. That's great. Thanks. Is there anything I wish I knew? I think I wish I knew I was more aware of the amount of people who are there to support you. I think that the transition to university can be extremely overwhelming and anxiety inducing, and that's completely normal. And personally, when I was transitioning to university, it was very easy for me to feel alone. It was the first time I was moving away from my parents and my friends from my hometown, and it was very easy for me to think that feeling lonely was just what was going to happen. But that does not have to be the case. And the Queens has so many different resources to help you find your community. So when you're feeling overwhelmed, like I said earlier, Queens has so many resources to support you, whether that be we have a mentorship program where you can be connected to an upper year leader after orientation. There's lots of different clubs. Student wellness is here to support you. Honestly, sometimes the most overwhelming part is how many things there are to kind of explore, to just kind of remember to find comfort. And there are people cheering you on, and there are lots of resources there, and that I just wish I could tell you all that you will find your community in whatever way that means for you. As Johnny said, be yourself. Try your best to push yourself out of your comfort zone, and you will find people in whatever way that works best for you. And honestly, orientation is a great way to do that. And honestly, if we can give you one thing from this webinar, is that we are here to support you through your transition, and you're not alone in that feeling. And we're just really excited to welcome you. So yeah, that's that. Well, to conclude, everyone, we are, again, as I just said, always here to help. I hope you know we love to talk about orientation. Like, don't get us talking, or else we'll never stop. But if you have any lingering questions that didn't get answered today, feel free to send us an email at fall.orientation@queensu.ca, and a member of our team would be more than happy to help you out. That's that, everyone. We encourage you to check out some of our other upcoming events and webinars that can support you during your transition. But otherwise, we really appreciate you all attending today, and we can't wait to meet you during fall orientation, and we wish you all the best in these few weeks leading up to your move-in. But thank you very much for joining us today.